We are in the Amasiri community in Enugu State, where violence has emptied homes, disrupted livelihood, and pushed families into survival mode. Communal clashes have left residents fleeing, while a government-imposed curfew meant to restore order has also frozen economic and social life. The story is not only about how violence begins, but about how people live in the shadows long after the fighting stops.
Now, our correspondent went into affected areas, spoke with displaced residents, local leaders, and also security forces, and documented how daily life has been altered by both fear and restriction. Now, this report focuses on the human cost behind the headlines. Here's that special report by Chinwe Ugele.
These are people's homes in Okporoja-Idima Autonomous Community in Ebonyi State. Before the evening of 29th January 2026, when trouble struck, these houses were habitable. The attackers did not only destroy their homes, they also snuffed out the lives of some of their kinsmen.
They invaded and started shooting. As they shooting, they even killed 5 and beheaded them lively here.
The people allege that the neighboring community, Amasiri, in Afikpo North Local Government Area, carried out the attacks over land disputes with them.
That every time they used to say that we are living in their place, they are fighting one way or the other to make sure we are out of this place.
They have an agenda of displacing this place entirely, not even a boundary is the issue. They claim that they are owner of this place, which our forefathers has been here before us presently now. So what they are insinuating is that we should pack us from this place, and this place belongs to them.
The attackers also touched a church in the community.
In no account should somebody attack a church, and this is the second time they're attacking this church. They break down the thing, they burnt, there are 2003, they burnt it down as well. By His grace, we repaired it, and they repeated it again. I can't tell why they're attacking church.
According to them, the decades of disagreement over land would have long been settled if the state government's intervention were heeded too.
There was a day we went to Abakaliki, governor invited us to come and sign memorandum of understanding, which both of us went. The people of Amasiri and people of Eda went together and signed that memorandum of understanding for them to come and do the boundary demarcation.
The governor have already said that when the issue started on April, on 5th April 2025, the governor invited both Okporoja and the Amasiri people. After that, he said that he's going to give a demarcation, land demarcation, that everybody should hold on to dry season.
There are claims that the reason for the incessant fights and attacks is due to the claim by Amasiri community that the land on which Okporoja-Idima community occupies belongs to them.
That place is Amasiri land. If you go to Akai, Abuja, you see it's Amasiri land. It's in Akai. So now I want government to settle the matter so that people are suffering too much.
The government's immediate action was to shut down Amasiri and deny them representation in government, dethroning traditional rulers, sacking government appointees, and imposing a curfew in Amasiri. With schools shut, markets closed, businesses grounded, everywhere in Amasiri community has become a shadow of its old self. Now the residents of this community are appealing to the Ebonyi State governor to temper justice with mercy and lift the curfew on this very community.
Nowhere to go out, nowhere to go out, nowhere to even buy something, to even feed is difficult. To get water, you hardly get water. All these children, these little children, if they keep us keeping us hostage, how will we train our children? How will we take care of them? Everybody, so if you see how you run out, you run out. You hardly go out.
But the government action is too much because the children are no more going to school. Even the children that are going to school, the army people offload them. Any person, they are leaders of tomorrow. If they don't go to school, even to get Gary for drink, it's a problem to us. Because other places we have seen all this coffin, 6 to 6. 6 you go on bed, 6 you go your work, but this one is 10 to 2. We're working hour. How do you get our food?
with claims that there is a mineral deposit in the disputed land. It's uncertain which side may want to give up the fight, while the police watch over Okporoja Idima to forestall a possible repeat of the attack. The military patrols Amasiri, enforcing curfew and ensuring there's no further breakdown of law and order.
Even though the Ebonyi State Corporation has taken action against the people linked to our perpetrators of the act, the people still live in fear.
A special report there by Chinwe Ugele, who joins us live now to talk about the details of that report. Chinwe, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us.
Chinwe, I'm trying to not actually get upset as I was watching your package, but before we go into, deeper questions, can you just give us a bit of an understanding of what the experience has been like for you thus far?
Well, it's been quite draining because going to community, hearing the people, their concerns, is a lot. And to think that it's about 10 kilometers between both communities, I mean, you don't even want to start guessing why they would be fighting over some pieces land. So it's been challenging, draining, confusing now because you're trying to wrap the whole stories around my head to figure out where the problem starts because it's not the fresh issue.
And I mean, it's always going to be about the people. I mean, we saw some of the debris in the package that you had shared. I'm curious to find out, in terms of the people, how is this affecting the people? I know you mentioned the curfews, which I want us to get into later, but the people, what's the immediate response and trigger for them right now?
Well, it depends on the vibe talking about, or because the people that are involved are those from Okporoja community who were attacked, and the people from Amasiri communities who allegedly did the attack. For them from Dima, is about the loss of lives and property. It's not the first time it's happening. It is so many decades of warring, between these communities. And I know using the word war is even so crazy because they are all ambushed. They never prepared for it, and they will always be attacked. Their homes destroyed, they'll be displaced. And where they are occupying presently, you may know, was not the original place. They told me a place here they were occupying initially, but some years back, the same community attacked them and forced them to move further down to where they are. So like you heard them say, people want to defeat them completely. They claim ownership of the place, but that is the government will come in.
Chinwe, I want to know exactly what the trigger is. What's the detail behind the attacks? Why are they being attacked? These two communities, for how long have they been in conflict? And then maybe after that we can get to talk about the curfew, but what exactly is at the bottom of the attacks between these communities?
Okay, my findings, I got to learn that there is actually mineral deposit in this land. And that's why the community is the state that the people are occupying. Because you look at both communities, from every bit of this, the actual community is more than Okporoja community. So when they have more people that are playing government and business and all of that. So they're saying that the people are occupying and that taking Okporoja are not the real owner, the land belongs to them. Then also you have to know that Okporoja is in Edda local government area, whereas Amasiri is the African local government area. So I don't know how they want to explain it because the land that is being struggled part of it belongs to the part of it belongs to Amasiri. So that I said this is where the difference comes in. So what triggers the problem basically is because it's on time there is zero depth as the state in that so they push these people are able to use the land forever.
Chinwe, we're going to do something unusual because we couldn't hear anything you said. Chinwe, I'm going to ask that you turn off the video and respond to that question again. Maybe the audio would be clearer. So go ahead and put out the video and please respond again to the question, what exactly is at the bottom of the conflict between the two communities? Let's have your audio only. Hopefully it will be clearer this time.
Okay. So the main issue with between both communities is the claim or the realization that there is a mineral deposit in the disputed land. Now, the Amasiri community is claiming that the people who are occupying the land are illegally occupants of that property, that the property belongs to them. Meanwhile, Oporoja community is in Eda local government area, whereas Amasiri community is in Afikpo North local government area. So somehow, the land in question, part of it belongs to Oporoja, part of it belongs to Amasiri. So this is where the government will come in to actually do the proper demarcation of the boundary to stop all these fights. But the major problem here is that there is mineral deposits in the land, and then which side gets that part that has the mineral deposit is what we do not know. But then the more these people attack the Oporoja community, the further they drive them out of where they claim belongs to them. And then if government doesn't do anything anytime soon, there will be no place for them again to go, because right now they have been moved to the edge of that very community.
That was very
clear. I hope you heard me.
That was very clear, Chinwe. Thank you very much. So apparently they've been moved so much. Where they are now is a last resort, but they're still being, they're still in turmoil because they're still being fought with by the other communities. And this is over minerals, you say. And it's spread across 2 different local government areas. The government needs to step in now. Has there been any response from the government, even at the local government level?
And the governor visited the community and issued some sanctions where he sacked every appointee from that Amasiri community because he believed that they were privy to the act and dethroned the traditional ruler of the community, and also, closed down schools, and everything in Amasiri is affected. But ever since, nothing else has been heard, and the people of Amasiri are also requesting that the governor revisit those sanctions and, penalties so that their people will be able to breathe, because as it were, people are already leaving the community because the curfew is so much, as they say, 20 hours curfew a day. That's the whole day, and the few hours they have to move around, they are still scared to open their shops and do anything. So that's all we learn from the government right now.
So then, Chinwe, I think let's move to the curfew, because I mean you've answered quite a bit right there. What exactly is the curfew supposed to do? I know that it's been said that the intention of the curfew is to restore calm, but if it is a somewhat government-initiated displacement or whatever you would call it, what exactly is the curfew supposed to achieve for the residents that have been displaced?
Well, to my mind, because there's no crisis in Amasiri. There wasn't any crisis in Amasiri even before the imposition of curfew. But I think what the government tried to achieve there was to, punish them for their wrongdoing. Take actions to say you're going to suffer for what you did to these people. I do not know yet if any arrests have been made, with regards to the lives that were lost in Oporoja community. And they also complained of a missing person. They said one of them is still missing from the attack of that day. So government obviously tried to say, okay, since you people could, because government already started intervention when they invited them to Abakaliki, that's the state capital, for signing of MOU to say every party should wait until we come out with a final solution to the problem. So the government feels that it is a slap on its face for the Amasiri people not to hold on as they had instructed. So that was why the governor himself visited the place and he said that he had been pushed to the wall, and so he took the action. It's just more like punishing the people, but then whether the punishment is enough or whether that is what is needed at this time, I do not know. Because over time, even before the coming of Francis Nwifuru as governor, other governors had this same issue with the Amasiri people and that community. Until date, nothing tangible has come out of it. So hopefully, with what has happened now, there will be a lasting solution to the conflict.
Well, hopefully there will be lasting solution, but then again, we do hope that the curfew doesn't continue to affect the lives of people, because 4 hours is not enough to do much in any instance. I mean, Chinwe, thank you. Conflict does not only kill, it actually dislocates and it impoverishes people even further. It also erodes trust in the government. We hope that this is looked into. Thank you very much for bringing us these voices here on your report. We'll continue to look at the situation as it continues to progress. Thank you.